Hello everyone, welcome back to underKG Show. This is Phil, and today we've got Meizu MX3. So this is the latest handset of the Meizu, the Chinese manufacturer, and it's been first known for its 128 gigabytes of internal storage, and second for its distinct, well, not exactly, it's not like original, but distinct design and a great build quality from a Chinese manufacturer. So let's start with the specs. It's got a receiver on the top, 2 megapixel front-facing camera, and the 5.1 inch of an 1800 by 1080 display. That's let's just call it a full HD. And there's a home key on the bottom that also blinks for the notification lights. On the right is nothing, clean. On the top is a power key with the 3.5mm headphone jack. On the left is a volume rocker, and on the far back is an 8 megapixel camera with the LED flash and the microphone with the Meizu MX3 logo there. People have been complaining about the logo, and I don't think it's that bad actually. And there's a speaker grill, and you can actually take the battery cover off. I'm not really sure if I should be calling this a battery cover, because the battery itself is not detachable. This 2400 milliamps of a battery is built in, and it's not removable. And there's a micro SD card slot, micro SIM card slot right there, so you can put your SIM card. And there is no micro SD card slot, so know how much of the storage you need before you order one. Alrighty, let's power it on. The display itself is actually really good. It's got a stunning 1080p Full HD display, and the display quality and the color reproduction is actually really, really good. And the biggest part of the Meizu MX3 is the Flyme OS. So Flyme OS is one of their fork operating systems, starting with the, just switch to the Nova launcher, and with the Flyme OS 3.3.1, that's based on Android 4.2.1. And it's got a very clean, neat looking design, starting with the smart bar right here. It's not only like a bar that shows menu key and the back key as a soft key, but it also adapts to the apps that you use. Let's go to Notes. And now there's a Create Note button right there. And those shortcut buttons are now in the soft key smart bars. And those smart bars are adjustable to the apps that you launch. And they have the functions, and those are actually pretty good. Let's see. I can see that they actually put an effort of using the soft key line as useful as possible, and they are hidden on certain apps like browser or the launcher, so you can have a full screen experience. So that's a good thing about the Flyme OS, meaning that there should be a bad thing. All right, having a very clean look, and the icons and those neat functions like the smart bar and the swipe, multitasking, killing apps, and swiping down to kill all, and having favorite apps right there, and this brightness bar right there, and settings are very neat. All those kind of neat things. I don't know. For me, it seems like a gimmicky kind of thingy. It really do look neat and everything, but what you really use is the native Android apps. And when you go to any native Android apps that are not Meizu original, that's where you bump into a problem. So this is a Nova launcher, and having the back key and the menu key right here is good. When you have that, on certain apps, those smart bar, aka the soft keys, do not appear. So you don't have the menu key when you actually need one, because the device itself is recognized as the soft key enabled device. So you've got to have a soft key, but it doesn't seldom show it. And although on the specs it says HSDPA, I don't exactly get the full speed. I'm not really sure if that's my device's problem or the overall Meizu's problem. And the screen DPI is way too high. It's set at a 400 DPI, and the screen is too kind of dense. I'm not saying that the dense screen is normally bad. It's just that it's too dense that I sometimes have a problem with the app layout sensors. And I tried changing it with rooting it, because this guy is pre-rooted, and no, you can't change it with the DPI changer or whatever. Build prop doesn't really change it. So that's that. And performance-wise, it's really good. It's got an Exynos 5410 quad-core Big Little. That's an A15 plus A7, or is it an A9? Anyway, the octa-core processor. And with 2 gigabytes of RAM, it's more than enough that the screen resolution needs the processor is. And but the processor and the overall performance is not the only thing. The system is what's dragging it down. Surprisingly enough, I know that's what made MX3 is have a strong point at. Overall, the camera is actually not as good as they promoted. Maybe I expected too much on this device, but camera isn't as good as I thought. Color reproduction and the color balance is not as good as I want. And the sound quality is actually pretty good. The speaker back there isn't exactly awesome, but the sound from the 3.5mm headphone jack right there is actually pretty good. It resembles to that of the iPhones, and it's got a very flat equalizer, and it gives a pretty good sound. It's not like mumbly or anything like on any cheaper devices have. Since this guy's not cheap, it's not supposed to do that. But anyway, the lighting LED right here is one of my favorites, and overall the smooth design, although not exactly in my taste, will appeal to some of the buyers. But is this guy good enough for everyday uses? Not really sure, because most of the apps that I use don't exactly work perfectly on this fork Flyme OS thingy. And although screen is good, DPI is way too high. So this, I would say, is not as good as it looks on the screen. Overall, I was really surprised when I first got this device. Like it's from Meizu, it's a Chinese manufacturer, and they're not exactly known for the high-end flagship devices. And its build quality was actually really good. I still think it's better than some of the mainstream devices from the bigger companies. And the screen over here is pretty good. It's actually one of the best mobile displays I've ever seen. But is it good as a usability? That I'm not really sure. So that was Meizu MX3, and tap on there to subscribe to our channel to take a look at the latest reviews. Alrighty, so thank you always for watching, and we'll see you guys later with the other reviews.